Hey YouTube, today we're looking at the page Instatus.com, and founder of this SaaS is Ali Salah. He's the founder. He decided to create this SaaS, this company, because he didn't want to spend thousands of dollars on status pages. He was like, status page should be a pretty common and simple tool that everybody should have access to. So he created Instatus.com, and the point is, you don't have to spend a lot of money. You can get started really quickly, and you get these beautiful pages that showcase how your service is doing, so that your customers are always in the know. Like, is there some downtime? Did something happen? Why is it slow? Is it just my internet? Is someone else's internet? Am I at a wrong coffee shop? All these kind of things. I really like the page. It's very straight to the point, very forward with what it's promising. So let's take a look at it first, and then we'll talk about the journey to $1,100 monthly recurring revenue that Ali has shared with me. And I think that's amazing because the tool is really useful. And I think, honestly, at this point, I think this is a couple of days old information, but I think maybe by now he changed his MRR. It went up. We'll discover that in a second. So get ready for downtime. Yeah, everybody deals with downtime, like a bad deploy, some wrong configuration, something that makes service, collapse, and customers get mad. So why should you suffer? Why spend hundreds of dollars when you can spend not much and get the same result? So let's have a look. Get a beautiful sales page in 10 seconds without paying $1,000. Here, what I would have changed is I don't know if this is because I'm in like the US and then it's showing me the dollars. I would have put the dollar amount, with the dollar sign. And then maybe if you want to do something cool, I would localize the currency here, because if I'm in a European country, I probably want to see, thousands of euros, right? This feels like very aimed at Americans, which, fair enough. I don't know, maybe if I look at this in a VPN, it will look differently. But hey, let's keep going. Get an Instatus page, so clearly get started. Really nice little animation with the glow, and then a video that showcases what his product is all about. And then immediately you get hit with these the customers, right? You got like strength by showcasing trust factors that are basically showing you, oh, these companies are using my tool. That is a tool that I can probably trust. So that's a good spot to put your trust, your companies that use your tool, those trust factors. The next thing is you have this screenshot, and it says visit Hypebit status page. So you're basically showcasing the pages of your customer directly here. I think this is cool. It shows how everybody has their own color scheme, etc. I think what I don't really understand here is, why is it taking so much space when you could have done like 3 little cards and then link them to each customer that you're showcasing up here. Okay, so let's keep that. Get a beautiful status page, enter your email, get an instant status page. Okay, and then here's all the templates, or the showcase of the templates that people have been using. So let's click on here. And nothing happens here. Okay, well, there you go, a little bit of feedback. Quicker and cheaper than status page. 10 times faster, 5% of the price, unlimited team, unlimited subs. Again, another call to action, automate with monitoring services. So basically you can connect with Pingdom, New Relic, Uptime Robot, which I've never known, Datadog, I know, FreshPing, I don't know it, and RunScope, I know. So all these tools integrate with status page, which is pretty dope. I mean, considering it's such a cheap tool. Make it yours. All right. Your language, your domain, your design. Very, very straight to the point. So here, your language, what happens? Your domain, your design, okay? So your domain, I don't see anything changing, and neither I see something's missing here. Maybe I have to scroll. Okay, oh, it's one of those hijack click thingies. I would try not to do that. I don't like this, I'll be honest. This doesn't really add much. I mean, you've already established that you can customize it, that you can, I guess you can just say, make it yours, and then again, have like 3 bullet points where you have like an image, some text, and then some text, and then an image, and it shows it that way without like hijacking my scrolling. I like the animation, but it's a little bit too much. World's first Jamstack status page. Okay, so you're like endorsing the Jamstack movement, which is great. Get a status page that's resilient. Your status page is static, yada, yada, yada. Okay, once you update it, new page is regenerated in seconds. Perfect, so it's always up to date. Quicker to load at instatus.com, so it's good to know. You know, imagine if your page was, you know, slow, your status page was slow. So the thing I don't understand here is like 10 times faster than status page, but you're showing me that status page has lower number here, right? And the Instatus is a longer number. I think here you're talking about speed, but this is very deceptive. So again, I would rework this. I don't know why you've decided to do it that way. I would have done, you know, statuspage.io, it's really like slow, so like a really long, like loading seconds or milliseconds, and then in status it's like super short, and therefore it's way faster because you're trying to showcase that you're quicker to load, not that you're faster, right? If that makes sense, because this is not how this graph reads. $0 per month, you're basically saying, hey, test it for free, get your status page for free, and you can update anytime for $20 a month. That's just over $200 a year, $240. You can use your domain. Yep, you've said that before. And then there's a lot of features here. Oh wow, what are these like? Are these other features that are part of what you get for 20 a month? That is a lot. Automate custom and subs, CSS, JavaScript. So you basically can customize everything. Wow. So what I would have done here, I would have taken some of these features here that you have and make them clickable and take to like a different page, maybe like in-depth product overview or a product tour, and you take screenshots of these things and it shows how each of these things kind of like link like a map, like a metro map, if that makes sense, like an underground, you know, train map. And then one further call to action. Houston, we have liftoff. I really like the fact that it's all themed around space travel. That's really nice. It's a very nice touch that makes me feel like, you know, this is a company that has some kind of like vibe, right? It's like, oh yeah, we're going to space. Make sure your pages are galactic, you know, something like that. I really like it. And then again, you get a little bit more stuff. Get started here, learn more, talk to human. That's nice. So this is your footer. Very non-traditional footer with like links as almost like as a text here without, you know, being stacked. A lot of people, you know, they do like something like that, and then they have some more here, and then they have some more here. So this is an interesting footer. Something's going on here with the color. Again, pretty easy fix. And then I think what's missing from this footer is like, who are you? You know, like, who is this company behind it? Like, why should I trust you? A little bit of trust factor, maybe like your like a page about the founder or the story. How did Instatus decide to become a thing? But it's good that you have this like very sentence oriented footer, right? Like check help, earn pricing. Like it's not like help pricing, it's just a sentence. Okay. Oh, little touch, there you go. That's where, you know, people are crafting their landing pages by hand. That's very cute. And then this interesting plugin or thing that lets you connect Slack. Alrighty. So let's take a look at the pricing page, because this is why we're all here, right? It's like, talk about how did you make it to 1,100 monthly recurring revenue. So pricing that grows. Okay, so here it's funny. Pricing that does not grow with you, right? Like the pricing is not growing with you because it's barred. So this is smart. I like it. We won't punish you for success by charging you more as you grow. This is a very strong sentence. 15 minutes or 50 doesn't matter. 100 subs or 1,000, 10,000 doesn't matter. We offer a flat rate pricing that doesn't grow with you. Okay, perfect. So here another change I would do is I would turn this 100,000 in a number, right? So you have 100 and 100,000. When our eyes process information, numbers are processed way quicker. So this is a little bit more confusing than just doing, you know, 100,000 as a number. But that's just like nitpicking. So here you have the highlighted plan. You want basically people to get obviously started with the pro, and You say 20 a month, unlimited subs, unlimited team, you plus use your domain. Okay, so the difference is basically, that's the plus, right? Using your domain versus you host it on Instatus.com, you don't get to use your domain. Houston, we have liftoff. And this is an interesting call to action. Houston, we have liftoff. It's a little bit like, I understand the joke, but you should say, maybe mention something about, you know, if you don't get the features that you're paying for, then I'll offer you some kind of refund or something like that. It'll be a little bit better, I think. Than, I mean, the joke is nice having a joke, but maybe not everywhere all the time. And then here shows an status versus in status, status page versus in status. Status page, which is your competitor, has 25,000 subs, 50 teammates, and it costs a lot. You offer unlimited subs, unlimited teammates for $20. Now, this is a bit deceiving. I don't think people would start with 50 teammates and 25,000 subs. Then again, like, what are subs, right? Like, what exactly is a sub? Is it like people that can subscribe to the page and get updates? I think that's what it is, right? Then all these features here, again, I talked about how you could have this in a different page. And then here are your FAQ. Do you offer discounts? Missing a question mark here. Do we pay extra? No. Do we pay extra for more alert subscribe? Okay, so that's what a sub is. See, sometimes the concept of sub is a little bit, needs to be explained, right? Unlimited subs, or like you could say unlimited alerts sent to your subscribers, right? Because that's more specific on what a sub gets or is. Someone who basically wants to get updates for whether the status page, you know, when something happened in the status page. And then call to action, and then the footer. Okay, so let's talk about like what else is on here? Resources, blog, documentation, API reference, Twitter. Okay, interesting. And then I think what's missing, like I mentioned, is like something about your story. How did you come up with this? And that's probably the only thing that I would add here, other than the drill down product features that I mentioned, because I think you have so much SEO, so to speak, capabilities with all these features they're giving out for like free, basically. And the only reason you pay 20 a month is to get your domain. That means you're getting all these features for free. That's incredible. Ali, that's very generous of you. So I appreciate that on behalf of everyone who's on the free plan. So when we talked about how you grew this to a 1,100 MRR, you said that basically, you know, you had a great launch on Product Hunt, and then like it just grew from there. People like started talking about it on Twitter. It was really like quite something of an experience. And I think, yeah, like you were mentioning, the next big thing that you're working on and is basically private status pages. And those are for basically teams that want to analyze how certain services are doing, but without sharing it with the world, right? So like these pages could be for internal platforms, you know, internal architectural, like whatever, like services, etc., etc. So I think that's a smart way to like add an extra tier to your plan here. So another thing we'd like to talk about in this video is like, who did you choose for payments, right? So I'm gonna click on Houston, we have liftoff, and here email address, elon@tesla.com, company name Tesla, subdomain Tesla. So I'm gonna sign up as Orly@lf.gg, company name lfgg, subdomain. There you go. Get my status page. All right. It's which components do I want? A website or an app? It's a website. For now, save components, logo. I can already. This is really pretty. I can basically get onboarded as I sign up. So I'm gonna just leave everything as is for now. The only thing I'm gonna change is get a little bit purplish. Okay, something like that. Love that. This is what it's gonna look like. And now it's creating my account right there. And this is kind of what it looks like when I click on it and it loads. And it's, you know, it's building it from scratch because I just signed up. Here we go. So everything is 100% uptime. Fair enough, because I haven't plugged it in yet and there's no incidents that happen. Oh, right. So let's see what else I can do. I can upgrade, and here's where I wanted to get. So I want to do a monthly, so that by default you're highlighting a monthly subscription, which is smart. A lot of people like by default do the yearly one because they're like, well, I'm doing I'm signing up to a service that I'm probably going to use for like a year, 2 years, 3 years, 4 years, 10 years. But by automatically selecting monthly, what you're doing is basically saying, hey, it's only 20 bucks a month. This is a lot of savings compared to like the other services out there. And you're basically again reiterating that there are a lot of features here that you're getting for free, but you're not putting them here, which is kind of weird because you have a lot of features that you're getting, and you should say, you kind of like list the most important ones other than these, which are indeed very, interesting and appetizing, but I think there's more. There's all these other ones that you mentioned before. So I'm gonna try to upgrade here and let's see what happens. Oh, here we go. Okay, so this is Paddle. We're not using Stripe here. This is interesting. Okay, so this is a different kind of onboarding to paying from what we're used to. My other two videos on payments were using Stripe. This is using Paddle. So we're gonna give this zip code, which is an office downtown, to where I live in Austin. And here is like purchase instant. So very quick, interesting. I'm given the number, and then here there's a call to action. I don't really know why there's this like page. Like I already decided I was gonna pay $20. I guess this is just like an extra step, which compared to Stripe's checkout, it's a little bit more. Okay, and here's where you would go and pay. You could add a coupon. Okay, that's nice. Example 20, and then you enter your card, and then you subscribe, and then boom. Okay, it gives you some validation, etc., etc. And then I guess by the time I subscribe, I get back here. Okay, that's pretty cool. And then here, I don't know what this is, but I can X out of it, so I'll just did it. So Ali, you were telling me that the reason you chose Paddle was because Stripe wasn't available in your country, but I think you're pretty happy with Paddle because you were telling me that it took you like only a day to get this going, to basically sign up, to allow people to sign up for a paid plan, and you were highlighting some of the advantages of using Paddle, for which handling of taxes, it sends emails to the customer with the invoice, also sends you confirmations when people successfully pay, when the card declines, and then it also like reminds you, for example, now if I go check my email in a bit, I'll probably get an email with a reminder that I did not complete my payment. That's another cool feature that comes out of the box with Paddle. So if you're using Paddle and you're not on a country that's supported by Stripe, Paddle is doing a pretty good job. I'm not really a huge fan of the interface. As you've seen, it was a bit like old school looking, I would say, and a little bit like less compact than what you were used to with Stripe. But you rated it a 9 out of 10. So dealing with it and refunding people, accepting payments. Yeah, I think there's not much else to talk about. I've highlighted a few good things. I've highlighted some of the things that maybe need to be corrected a little bit from my perspective, at least. But other than that, I think Instatus is a strong competitor to a lot of the pages and service providers for status updates out there. And with all the features that you're basically not really advertising, but kind of advertising on the homepage, I think, let's see, how do I go back to the homepage here? Sign out. All this like information here, where was it? Oh, here goes the scroll jacking. All this stuff here, this is probably where you can turn SEO to your advantage. You can make SEO compliant pages and get a lot of traffic and hopefully get to over 1,100 MRR, which is where everybody wants to be. So with that said, I think that was a great tear down, sorry, my English sometimes. If you like this video, please consider subscribing to my YouTube channel. It's free. So there's literally nothing to lose. And I always share landing page feedbacks, and I do like in-depth videos on like all kind of stuff. Like this one is on payments and pricing, and I talk about footers, I talk about onboarding. So if you're into that kind of stuff, please let me know by subscribing, or even better, leave me a comment. Let me know that you liked it. Click that thumbs up, you know, do all that kind of stuff. And thank you for watching, and I'll see you into the next video, hopefully very soon. Thank you.